Hello everyone, this is Charles Folkart. It's October the 31st, 2016, and the title of this video is A Possible U.S. Military Coup d'etat a Good Thing? Now, I've long said that the U.S. is the most corrupt government on the earth, but they are just better in hiding their corruption. And the light through WikiLeaks, Project Veritas, etc. sure has been shined on the criminals and the cesspool of corruption here in the U.S., has it not? And so the question comes, is it time for the U.S. military to intervene? Is it time to establish some order, bring the traitors to trial, and as the popular saying goes, drain the swamp? And then I have another question here. Does the U.S. military have a constitutional duty or obligation to take control of the country should the need arise? And my answer is absolutely. In fact, all enlisted personnel and officers swear an oath of enlistment. And that oath reads, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. I'm not going to read the second part. The first part very clearly shows the first part of the oath of the enlisted men, and you can read the one for the officers. It's the same thing. These men and women, and I could go on from there, but I won't. But these men, when they join the military or when they become an officer, they have to swear this oath, and they do it solemnly. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That the same being the Constitution of the United States. Thank God we have the Constitution here in the U.S. In doing a little bit of researching before I did this video, I came across this article. It's on a left-wing, the fearless voice of the American left since 1993 on Counterpunch. So this is just to give you a flavor. They're asking the question also, could a military coup happen here? And you can read this. I'll put a link below the video. And he's got some 29% could imagine a situation where they would support the military seizing control of the federal government. That number went up to 43% in a hypothetical situation in which the government was beginning to violate the Constitution. What do you mean, hypothetical? I mean, this is, you read this stuff, hypothetical. We're way beyond the hypothetical where the government has beginning to violate the Constitution. We haven't had a constitutional government in the United States for years. Anyway, that's a different topic. So anyway, people are starting to discuss the idea, or have been discussing the idea of a military coup here in the United States. And as we can see here from this Wikipedia article, and I don't like to go to Wikipedia because I can't trust what's written here, but in this situation it doesn't really matter because they basically admit to it. But you can read the involvement of the United States in regime change. That's basically when a coup takes place in another country, or when a government of one kind or another is replaced by new government. So the United States has been involved in regime change, both overt and covert actions aimed at altering, replacing, or preserving foreign governments in the latter half of the 19th century. And it goes through here. I won't read all this, but the United States has been involved in changing or supporting the overthrow of other governments all over the world for quite a while. And I think the most important one here to us to remember is the one in Iran in 1953, and was the overthrow of the democratically elected government to Iranian Prime Minister, and I won't pronounce his name, but the United States is also involved right now in the overthrow of the elected government of Syria, Assad's. So this is nothing new for the United States government. They're going around the world over a long period of time and supporting coups and overthrow of elected governments. How about a little bit what's good for the goose is good for the gander? I remember when the Thai government the Thai military took over the Thai government in 2006. I don't believe anyone was killed. It was pretty peaceful, but that's because the Thai people have basically only the Thai people in their country. There's no blacks in Thailand. There's no Koreans. There's no Africans. It's mostly just Thai people. They're both Chinese and Thai, and for the most part, they get along, but I don't want to go into that. But there was a military takeover in Thailand, and I think the situation there is very similar to the one that we have here in the U.S. now. So here we have, again, Wikipedia and the 2006 Thai coup d'etat. And I'll just read this first paragraph real quick because I think it applies. The 2006 Thai coup d'etat took place on Tuesday, 19 September 2006, when the Royal Thai Army staged the coup against the elected caretaker government of Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. And I won't read this. I'll leave it here. You can read it later. But here's what happened. The military canceled the upcoming elections, abrogated the Constitution, dissolved Parliament and Constitutional Court, banned protests and all political activities, suppressed and censored the media, declared martial law nationwide, and arrested cabinet members. Now, I'm not saying that the United States military should do all of that, but that was what the Thai military thought that had to be done at that time in order to restore law and order to that country, because I know I was pretty familiar with the policies of Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra because I lived in Thailand during his rule there, his being in office. Here's an article from the World Socialist website, and it's from December 2010. WikiLeaks cable reveals U.S. role in 2006 Thai coup, and I'll put a link below here, but it just shows that the United States knew about the coup and approved it. So in other words, more evidence that the United States was involved in a coup in a foreign country. And here we have in the news that there's the Turkish military has taken over. And so there's these coups are happening all over the world at different times in different places. So why not here in the United States? Yes, indeed. Why couldn't we have a coup here in the United States? Most coups occur in third world nations. We've become a third world nation. It doesn't look like it in many respects because we began at the top, but we're quickly headed into the cesspool of third worldisms. And having lived in 4 of them, that's not somewhere we're going to want to go, folks. You better start speaking up. Although that coup that recently took place last July in Turkey was not successful, it failed, that doesn't mean a military takeover here in the U.S. wouldn't work and isn't needed. What other options are there? You have to ask yourself, will the headline soon read the U.S. military has taken over the U.S. government? The way I see it, from here on out, we got three or four possible scenarios. Number one, Hillary knows she's losing. She drops out, citing health reasons. Obongo cancels the election, and all hell breaks loose. Or number two, election proceeds. Trump wins the popular vote in a landslide victory, but he loses in the Electoral College. Trump camp revolts, civil unrest everywhere, as Americans, especially white Americans, have had enough. Obongo declares martial law, and the U.S. goes full chaos mode. Now, number three, a false flag op that makes 9/11 pale in comparison, and Russia is blamed. I always thought the dollar economic collapse would precede a political collapse, but it looks like lack in the faith of the U.S. government. You know the quote, full faith and credit of the United States government just might lead the way. If that happens, look out. People are already around the world letting go of their reserve currencies held in U.S. Federal Reserve notes. And people are losing faith here in the government. Look at the FBI scandal, etc., etc. The bubble that has been the government is beginning to burst, or has been bursting, and we have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is what is happening now in the U.S. is going to change the U.S. and maybe the rest of the world forever. What's happening right now in the United States is epic. It's complete paradigm change. And the Skypes in charge of the U.S. are not going to go quietly into the night. From my way of thinking, they cannot let Trump in the White House. He pointed his finger at Hillary Clinton right in front of the American people and said, if I get in, you're going to prison. And she's even having dreams about the gallows. Wouldn't that be something to see her husband, Bush Jr. and Bush Sr. all hanging from the gallows? Mr. Read My Lips said back in the 1990s, if the American people knew what we have done, they would string us up from the lamp post. Boy, would I like to see that, eh? Put that on Talmud Vision. Have that on a Monday night special. I'd even pay for that. Now, I don't know if this is the real Hussein, but this is what we were shown. Wouldn't you like to see this happening with Clinton, the Clintons, and Bush Jr., and a lot of those other traitors? You know, folks, there's no reason why we couldn't make this happen. We control this country. This is our country. It's not theirs. And they've violated the trust of the American people. They've committed one crime after the other. The foundation, the Clinton Foundation, is going to be a treasure trove of information to expose the corruption that's been in our government for so long. I believe we had a coup back in 1964 when these people shot JFK. Well, folks, I say we start right here with these four folks. What do you say? I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank those of you who subscribe. And again, I do wish you the best. See ya.